Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Through Black and White Eyes for another show, another day in a row, and we've got another one tomorrow as well. I'm really happy to say I've got Colin, who's a fan of the other team. I don't want to talk about them too much, but Bromley are definitely in St James's Park, and they're definitely going to be up for a hell of a weekend. It's a shame it's not on a Saturday, though, and they could have went out and got absolutely bladdered and enjoyed the Sunday of rest, but they've got to go back to work on Monday, so we might not see too many of them out in town. I was hoping Ian would make it, but it looks like he's late or he's not going to make it. So I'll just quickly jump in the chat and do the usual stuff, and I'll bring Colin and we'll get on with the show. Thank you, David, for becoming a member. That's really nice of you. There's the link if anybody else wants to become a member. It's 99p and basically pays for the channel, and then we donate what we can to charity after it. Welcome to Newcastle United v Bromley FA Cup preview. Please like and share, subscribe to the channel. It's free. Please adhere to standard community guidelines, keep comments respectful, and enjoy the show. Yes, you can join the bottom right hand corner. You know the crack. And that's the bit that we're talking about. So Gary's in the house. Evening, Gary. Leslie's obviously doing the modern. Gary, Leslie, evening, Roger. Hope you enjoyed the show last night, as well as Gary as well. It was a cracking show last night. Great to have such a public figure on the channel to discuss PSR. Something Bromley probably don't have to worry about too much, but we do. Daniel, even Daniel. Who else is in the house? Ches is in the house as well. Roger, Fergus, thank you for buying some raffle tickets. Welcome Colin as well. Colin's in the house. He will be in the house very, very soon. Massive shout out to Daniel, though. He won the football shirt. That's his son parading it for him. He didn't want to put himself on the camera, so well done to our latest prize winner winning that Newcastle shirt, because I won a bit of a bet on Newcastle being -1 against Manchester United, which was just so sweet. It was nice to give someone away after that. Right, bringing you in first. How are we doing, Ian?
Hi, mate. Sorry I'm a little bit late.
Sorry,
I just had Martin on from Man City bragging again as usual.
Because Messi's going to Man City.
No, because he's stealing our players. So I was centre half from Lens. So.
Oh, him. Oh,
yeah.
By the by, that, innit? Hidden to Portsmouth, yes, as a loan. Don't want my ugly mug. Of course we do, Daniel. You're the one who won the shirt. I mean, if you were that nice, you should have given the shirt to your son, to be fair, rather than the other way around. But there we go. Right, let's bring Colin. How are we doing, Col?
Yeah, good. Thanks, mate. How are you guys?
Very good. Thank you so much for coming on and wanting to do this, because it's nice to get the views of other fans when we get the chance to do it. And I know Bromley a little bit because my partner's dad supports York City, and obviously you got out of that league last season. He said you were a very good team, so this is going to be an interesting conversation and an interesting game on Sunday. Where should we start? Let's have a little gander. We'll start with Isak. I know he's not going to play on Sunday, but I just think this is worth talking about for 5 minutes and getting your view, Colin, what you think of Isak as a striker. And there's lots of talk of him going to Arsenal. And after last night, obviously, you messaged me and said the worrying thing is that Arsenal could afford him if they wanted to, but they're not going to pay 150 million for a striker. But 8 goals in 6 games, not to mention his assists as well. He's just on fire, isn't he, really? Who wants to go first?
I'll no problem, Matt. You know I will. We've said on shows since this kid signed for us that we have something special at our football club, and I just think he's getting better and better. As much as he started off with a shaky start of the season, but that was our own performances right the way throughout, which I thought. We didn't play to his strengths. We played him as a target man. Things were bouncing off him. We didn't play to his strengths. Now, since Tonali's came into the fold, the build-up play is much more
clever, like getting the balls in the channels, getting it to his feet.
Yeah,
using his pace when we need to.
In behind. Is gone. It's the ones down the sides and in between centre halves where he absolutely thrives on. I think he's unplayable when he's like that. I think his feet. when he works with both feet, he's just unbelievable. Like I say, he's unplayable, and his finishing is just one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
And rightly so. And why shouldn't other clubs be going, we want him to kick on to the next level? It's Newcastle United's duty to keep a hold of these players.
Yeah.
But every player's got a cost, and every player, you know yourself, if an offer comes in, which we can't turn down, unfortunately, as horrible as this sounds, as what Stefan put out last night, if that offer, if Arsenal put 150 cash on that table, I don't think Newcastle United will be able to turn that down. I really don't.
I think they'll find it hard to turn it down because you times that by 5 and that's your PSR gone, isn't it?
Yeah. And this is what I've said in the summer. Newcastle United will have to sell one of their big assets to take our club forward. I didn't see Isak. I didn't name any player whatsoever, but as a cost. Now, I'll repeat myself again. Aston Villa's done it. Liverpool's done it. And even Manchester City's chipped away at doing it by selling good players. Chelsea have done it by selling good players. And this is what they have to do. And unfortunately, because we've never been in a situation as a football club to have these superstars around, because we've got them here, I don't want them to go. I want to keep the whole of them with 2 arms wrapped away around them, right? But unfortunately, to take this club going forward, we will have to sell one of these big players to bring in 3 or 4 top world-class players. It's the sacrifice what Newcastle United is going to have to do. It's out of our hands, and the realistic thing is, it is going to happen. We're just going to have to accept that. Do I want the big players to go? I don't. That black player up top for us is one of the best, I would say, at this present time in the world. In the world.
I wonder if Martin agrees.
Martin, do you know what it is? I've just said, I've asked the question to Martin, right? And I know he's in the background. I said, if Manchester City got offered 150 million for Haaland and he was sold, who would you go after? And I knew he wouldn't see Isak.
Of course he wouldn't.
Right?
He doesn't like to...
He went down the Gokaretz road, right? Yeah. Just because we were on his show and turned around and said, Isak, if in the Manchester City team, would score more goals than Erling Haaland, and I believe he still would to this day.
He hated it when I keep battering a Haaland, didn't he? Flat track bully. Cole, what do you think of Isak? Obviously, you get a chance to watch Premier League football.
Yeah.
He's just unreal, isn't he?
He's fantastic. I love. He's one of them strikers that you really enjoy watching, even if you're a neutral. It's just like, because of his play, what he does, it's just brilliant. I watched the Arsenal game and the Spurs game over the last few days with a little bit more interest than normal, thinking, oh my God, no. Yeah, he's just such a fantastic player. It's really hard. I know you guys have got to balance the books with all the regulations, but yeah, obviously it will be so hard to lose a player of that quality for any team.
Would be. I mean, I know if you get 150 million, you times that by 5, but then you've still got to spend 100 million to replace them. So, and you're replacing them with a striker who would be different, you know, because there isn't another Isak out there. There isn't another Haaland out there really either. There's not many top strikers. Haaland won't leave City. Isak wants to play for trophies, so you'll leave. Don't be daft. Right, press conferences. The desire is there from us all to have another cup run. We don't prioritise any competition, but we do. And of any other, we want to try and win the next game, and the game will be no different. We will give our opponent the utmost respect and try to win the match. I think Eddie will still go very half strong, Ian. I really do.
Yeah. When the takeover when we first got took over, I think that Cambridge result is stuck in his mind, where I thought we'll just breeze past it. I know Trippier played and we got beat 1-0, right? And it was just like, I just don't think we're going to allow that to happen again. I really don't, especially with the squad depth that we've got now, because I know our squad depth was a lot weaker then.
Yes.
We were in a real low place at the present time. I know we brought Trippier in, which raised the roof a little bit and saying, wow, this is our biggest transfer, what we've had for a while. And it put like a footmark in the way with the direction we're going to go. But then this FA Cup third round has not been very, very a happy place for Newcastle United to play in. And it worries me. It really does. Like I say, with Cambridge, I'll back up. The centre forward that scored that day was a Newcastle United fan.
Yeah.
And again, when we get drawn against teams with Newcastle United history in their teams, Mr. Woodman.
Don't say it.
Yeah, Mr. Woodman's there, and he's obviously spoken and says he wished he never left Newcastle United. Of course, nobody wants to leave Newcastle United, but under Pardew and other things, it was a rotten place to be in. So, but that in my back of my mind, I don't know. On paper we should. This FA Cup third round, it's a funny old tie, as Mr. Greavesy would say.
Yeah. Martin, honestly, thank you for putting me in touch to Stefan, because he's been brilliant. We've had him on twice. Hopefully we'll have him on again in the future. Obviously, he's a big fish on a very small pond coming into this channel, so it's amazing that he even says yes to come on. I don't know if you saw that last night, Cole, but we had Stefan on, who's used to work for Man City in the financial department, and he goes on TalkSport. You'll be on TalkSport for the January transfer deadline day. You'll be there on the night shift doing the, so it was unbelievable to have a guest like that on to talk about Newcastle's position and stuff like that. So it was down to Martin. It was his fault. But yeah, brilliant stuff. From your side, Carl, obviously you've got a manager who loves Newcastle United. He celebrated like mad when he saw the draw.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but could this be a Hereford?
I don't think so. I think now they've got rid of replays, I think you're less likely to see shocks now, because the home side has got like 120 minutes to put it right. So even if you put 11 behind the ball, park the bus, and eke out and a 0-0, you've got to play another half an hour. Then there's no replay now. So we've got Guy up there with the idea that this is just a really, really good day for the club. We've never been in the third round before.
Yes, it's the first time, isn't it?
Yeah, 133 years. We got to the second round twice, and this is the first time we've ever made it through. Obviously we got a bit of a jump now, because being a league club means we don't come until November. Whereas I can remember when we started playing FA Cup games in August. Yes. So it's nice to get a jump on it. But yeah, we've never been here before. I mean, Andy Woodman was so pleased. He said that we'd get Newcastle. When they asked him what team you're going to draw, he said, I've just got a feeling it'll be Newcastle. And when it came out, it was and we wanted it to be away, because you can only fit 5,000 people into Hayes Lane, so that's all you can do. But going up there and people are saying that it could be 50,000 on.
I think it will be. I think it's all sold out from our end, to be fair. And I think you're bringing 6,000. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is it really? I thought
so.
I heard it was 3. Is it really 6? Wow, that's brilliant.
I mean, I looked today for tickets, right, and I couldn't find any tickets even in hospitality. Wow. So I think it's a sellout.
Fantastic. I mean, that's bigger than the crowds we played at, even when we've got to Wembley, because we've been in the trophy final twice in the last 5 years. And the playoff final, but we've never had a crowd like 50,000. The last time we played in front of a crowd like that was 1949, when we played in front of 93,000 at Wembley, but it was a whole different era when amateur football was probably as big as professional football.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for us, for fans now, I don't know if you're aware of it, but we have a ballot system. It's very hard to get tickets now. So these cup games are a great opportunity for fans to get in and see the team. We know there's going to be changes, but this is just a chance to get back inside St James's Park for ourselves in a great era of football now for us, because, as you know, we've been starved for any sort of it's not even success. It was just having a team that could actually compete. So we're just grateful now that we've got owners who are willing to push the team as far as they can, and we've got a manager who understands the fans. And we're starting to put performances in over the last 3 years. It's been unbelievable.
Yeah, and as well, Baz, is if this was under the Bruce era and Mike Ashley's era, Bromley would have brought up 6,000 fans.
Yeah,
and probably
outsung us.
Right, and I would go down the route. Probably maybe the the
I reckon.
attendance probably would have been about 20,000 max.
Yeah, I would have said 15, 20,000 Geordies probably would have turned up for it.
20,000 max. So then people's go to the game and they're not really getting the effect of the full effect of St James's Park, and that's sold out for Sunday against Bromley for an FA Cup tie. It's going to be remarkable for both clubs. It'd be great.
Yeah.
I mean, Cole, you guys have been on a good run recently until the last fixture, and I noted I had a little brief look at your fixtures.
Yeah,
we have a run, and then
until we lost the Crew on Sunday, which was coming. We had such a busy schedule over Christmas, and we haven't got a very big squad. And Andy Wimmer doesn't like rotating either, and we were put at the same team, and got to Crew. Crew are a good side, but they taught us a lesson. But yeah, since we hadn't lost since the end of October, it took us a while to find our feet in League Two, because I think at first there's a lot of people seem to think, it's not much better than the National League, but it is. And
there's always a step up, isn't there?
Yeah,
they say it's not going to be, and there is.
We try to do, we win a lot of games 1-0 when we were in the National League, and the last 10 minutes we just stick everybody behind the ball and hold on. But you can't do that. We tried doing that at home to Crew in September and ended up losing 2-1. And it was like, you know what, we've got to learn a new way of playing, and he's done that, and we've really found the right formula now. So it's been good. I mean, it's pinch yourself every week, really, where we are.
Cole, you've got to be happy you've scored 12 goals in the last 5 games.
Yeah, exactly. And we're pretty stingy defensively as well. So
you've had 3 wins, 1 defeat and 1 draw.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what level it's at. That's great form.
Yeah, it's very good form. It's why I'm a little bit worried that this could end up being another Wimbledon. That wasn't a great performance from us in the Carabao Cup when we beat them 1-0. We had to rely on a dodgy penalty, which was put away.
And we had to bring big guns from the bench as well. By the way.
You did, yeah. And this is the issue I always find with trying to change too much of the team, is that I think he did for Wimbledon. He did it in the Carabao Cup a couple of years ago when we got to the final. Remember, we went to Old Trafford with our third string and absolutely pounded Man United's first team. It was brilliant. But it doesn't always work like that, does it?
But as is, like, obviously, because we've been so unchanged for the last 3 games, what's still been around the squad, I don't think it'll change that much. That's what I'm saying. I do think there'll be change, but I don't think it'll change within the squad that much.
I agree, because I'm going to show you the team soon, what I think it could be. And to be fair, you'll look at it and go, well, they're all mostly from the bench. So
yeah. And
there's reasons why some people are coming in and some people are stepping out. So that'll be interesting. Got a few little match facts, which I always like to have a little look at, what we can on different websites and about what they're saying about the game. This is the first ever meeting between Newcastle and Bromley. The Magpies beat AFC Wimbledon in the first meeting earlier this season in the League Cup. With his first campaign, they faced 2 different English clubs for the first time since 1978-79, Cambridge United and Torquay United. I mean, the Cambridge one wasn't great. And obviously, we mentioned it earlier. This will be Bromley's first ever FA Cup 3rd round tie, and also their first ever competitive meeting with a top flight opponent, which is very interesting. Newcastle have lost 1 of their last 16 FA Cup matches against 4th tier or lower opponents, going down 3-1 at Stevenage. God, we all remember that one in the 3rd round in 2010-2011. This is why I'm saying, God, you just never know.
Who scored the goals again? It was a funny name.
Oh God, yeah, he came back the next year, because we drew Stevenage the next year as well, and he was
he scored again, didn't he?
He did, yeah, in a 1-1 draw.
Shearer scored, didn't he? For the replay,
he scored a header. And I can't remember his name.
I'm sure it begins with an S.
I think you're right.
God, he
was a pain in the backside, wasn't he? Because he was like a Matatissier.
And he played Ben White as well, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh God. Bromley won both their FA Cup games so far this season, obviously, because they wouldn't be in the next round, having been winless in their previous 23 matches in the competition proper beforehand, drawn 4, lost 19. So this isn't a cup that you're normally very good in, but defying the odds for a change. with 2 goals and 2 assists so far, no player's been involved in more FA Cup goals this season than Bromley's Corey Whitley, first round onwards. So is he, well, we'll come to the teams in a little bit. I just like to read that sort of stuff out. The fitness levels between Eddie team and Bromley will be miles apart, regardless of our starting 11. I agree with that, but we said that about Wimbledon as well. And it's all about the occasion and on the day and everything else that goes with it. It's like we mentioned, Stevenage's fitness levels wouldn't have been the same, but they still managed to beat the 3-1.
Adrenaline levels take it up another 10% fitness. Guaranteed. I played in FA Cup ties against sides 3 levels above me. And we've stayed in that cup tie because just of sheer wanting to do well against the bit. This is their cup final. Right? Yeah. And why wouldn't you go there and give your 150%? Because they're not just going to go there like a normal league game and just go, we might get a point here or we're going to get 3 points. These are going to take this to the next level. They really will. And they'll give everything. And especially if there's 6,000 fans there, they're not just going to go out with a whimper. No chance.
No, of course they're not.
Not a cat and hell's chance. And if they get turned over 10-0, who cares? I'm being. I shouldn't have said that, but what I'm trying to say is if they give their everything and to their maximum, which they will, whatever the result is for you on the day, it's remarkable because it's the first time you've ever reached the third round.
Right. Yeah.
And it's experience as well. Like you're going up against the big boys. So when you're in this situation again, you've had that experience. Like when we get to cup finals, we've never had the experience of we haven't got that many winners in our team to win cup finals and win cups. But the more we get there, and if we do eventually win a trophy, we've got that experience. Yeah. So we've got to use it. I don't think it's going to be as easy what people think. I really don't.
Yeah,
and Baz.
I absolutely agree.
Good account of just come up there and make you work for it.
I think you will. I honestly really do.
I know you will, because it's in your blood to do it. And when I was playing FA Cup games, and you would look at that fixture, right, and you would build it up for 3-4 weeks before when the cut, and you were going. You would forget the other league games as much as in the back of your mind. You go, God, I'm going to go and play against them. And it's something you would raise your level to a different level where you think, God. And this is why you watch FA Cup games on the TV and you'll look and go, you've watched part-time footballers on that TV go up against Premier League teams and make them struggle. And they'll go to a level where they've never, ever played before in their life because it's the FA Cup. And that's why this cup competition is so special. And this is what happens. And all these Newcastle United fans or any other fans out around there, I mean, Liverpool against Accrington Stanley is going to be exactly the same, by the way. Them players will take it to a different level.
Oh, yes, it will.
Leeds Harrogate, another top derby. The Harrogate footballers they've never played there. They're going to take it to that next level. And this is why this cup competition is so special.
The one that I think could be a real is Tamworth, because they will batter Spurs.
Yeah.
They don't know what's coming. It's another level of Route 1. It really is.
I love it.
They will absolutely batter Spurs. You couldn't risk putting under 23s out or anything for that game, because that's you're gonna
tumble.
It'll be really tough. Yeah.
I love it. Yes, we do hope it's not like the Tranmere game. That was horrific to watch that. I mean, we were in a position where we couldn't afford injuries and we had snapped legs everywhere.
Yeah.
The Sheffield Wednesday game. That was different though. Sheffield Wednesday played very good football and beat us fair and square, to be fair. But that Tranmere game, when we beat them, there was some horrible tackles flying in. I remember one was on Kraft. It was really bad. I'm not going to say you guys are like that because I've not seen you watch, but are we going to be expecting that at St James's Park? Are we going to be expecting some, naughty challenges or not?
I don't think it is in our game. No, we're quite. I mean, we're direct, definitely. And we rely on set pieces, corners, long throws, free kicks. we beat Newport 5-2 on Boxing Day, and 4 of the goals came from set pieces. So
basically, you've been training Arsenal how to do it.
Yeah, yeah. We're a big side, height wise, strength wise. We've brought out from there. We haven't changed the squad that much from last year. We brought in 1 or 2, mainly on loan, but the core of the team is pretty much what it was last year.
This is making me rethink my team now.
I knew you'd say that.
Like the big,
so now
they're going to root
one.
one. I wonder who needs to come back in. Well,
right,
we'll
so
have
you've
a
got
look.
Joe Litton back in.
We'll have a look soon.
I know how you think.
Damn it. Very quickly before we go on to the next segment, don't forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying the show. There is a membership option, links at the top of the chat. Really helps us to run the basically what we do is we pay for the StreamYard and all this sort of stuff to run the shows, and then anything left over goes to charity. But what we also want to do if we get a lot more members is we want to start being able to give away more prizes to the members as well. So you could pay 99p and you could win a Newcastle shirt. That 99p would take a very long time to recruit 80 quid. So this is what you got to think about. If we get 1,000 members, we would literally 50% of it would probably go back to the members and prizes anyway, because that's we've got jobs, we're happy with that. We'd love talking about the tomb, but we also like to donate and help and make it more exciting for other people. We do have a great sponsor who will be giving away a $40 gift card very, very soon. But if you want to buy anything from them, code BAZ20 for 20% off. Link is in the description. Same for football prizes. This is the last one we're doing. They've got 2 days left. Joe Linton shirt, 39p a ticket, unbelievable prize. And you could also potentially win one of those shirts as well. And then we've got our big night on the 16th of Jan. There's about 15 tickets left. It would be great if we got them all sold and had a full house. There's only room for 60 people at Newcastle Benfield Football Club. And thank you to them again for allowing us to put the show on. And thanks to Football Prizes again for sponsoring the night. We've got Luke Edwards to come and talk about a January transfer window, asking him about what's like being a reporter and behind the scenes at St James's Park and what goes on. There's loads to enjoy. I've also got a little quiz and a prize to give away for that. I'm not going to tell you what the prize is. You'll find out on the night. And we've got a massive raffle going for it. The Gaza shirt. I can't believe the picture hasn't uploaded properly. There's a Gaza shirt. There's a Shearer Nobby Solano signed photograph. There's a limited edition print of Alan Shearer. There's only 100 prints of this one done by someone in the Northeast. I can't remember his name. There's a program from the Champions League game. There's a poster. I've doing my best to get as many prizes together for it. It's £1 a ticket, 1 to 1,000. We've sold about 250 so far. So please, let's get them sold, because all the money is going to Stanley Deaf Club and the NUFC Food Bank. So we're trying our best to do that. Yes, they did. That Tranmere game was horrible. I don't want to keep talking about it. James pressed the wrong button. Apparently, Baz, how much do YouTube take off you from donations just to pay for my... Yeah, don't do that. They take too much. I can't remember. I'll send you my details. Do it that way. That's how everyone else has been doing it. Does the Gaza shirt come from Fisherman's Supply? And 2, you missed out the 2 cans of lager. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Right, let's take a look at the teams now. Obviously, I don't know much about Bromley, but I've put up your last 11 because SofaScore haven't put up Sundays yet, because they'll probably do it tomorrow. Yeah. Do you envision this being the team? Is this as close as we're going to get to it? And the formation 3-4-1-2.
Yeah, the only change, we think that Kamal Grant is going to be suspended, which is a real blow for us. But he's on loan from Millwall for I think we're going to extend it beyond January. But we got 2 yellows at Crewe, so we think that he's not going to play. But I can't find anywhere if that's definitely the case, because the FA's suspensions list seems to be hidden behind some sort of password now. But I would say, yeah, that pretty much looks like we'll either line up with 4 at the back, or we'll play with 3, and then we'll play with wing backs. Danny Imre and Idris Odeteo will play as the wide players and get forward. That's pretty much how we'll go, I think. The only other change, I don't know if Louis Dennis will start. We might start with Olafella or Lamola up front, but it's going to be pretty much going to be the team.
Where's your danger? Like, obviously, we're playing free at the back. That's obviously very risky if we've got our pace playing, which I think we will have. The forward midfield are going to have a lot to do. Where's the creativity from Whitley? Is he basically
Whiteley's the guy. Basically, Cheek's our top scorer. He's got 13 this year already.
Right.
Ever since he signed for us, he's got 20 every year. It's
really good.
It's amazing that he's not been a league player before now, but he's always been in the National League. This is his first taste of it at 33, and he actually looks more comfortable in League Two than he did in the National League because he's not getting kicked as much. If we can get the ball to Cheek, we've got half a chance because he scores in the big games. 2 goals in the playoff final, the winner in the FA Trophy final. He will go down as our Alan Shearer, probably the best number 9 we've ever had. He'll be a folk hero, I think. Pace. I think the thing that worries me the most is the pace. Just how quick you guys are going to be. We played Chelsea's under 23s and the EFL Trophy in the autumn, and the way they moved the ball around, we just couldn't get near them for a while. I think pace worries. We're solid. If teams want to go direct or want to try and break us down in the air, then we can hold our own. But I think Newcastle's pace is what worries me. Creativity going forward. Denny Imre definitely out on the wing. Definitely Corey Whiteley. Thompson and Arthur's just kind of get the job done in midfield. I think the starting lineup won't be too far away from that.
See, the thing is, you've got your top goal scorer on with Cheek on 13.
Yeah.
But then you've got the Geordie boy playing at centre half on 4 goals. It's your next one down, which is Sawumni.
Right. Yeah.
So that tells me if he's the next one that you rely on, like you've just explained brilliantly about your long balls and your set players, because I imagine he scores quite a few things off set players and corners. Yeah,
he does. Yeah, that's right. We score a lot of goals from that, and he's the centre backs chip in with a lot of goals. I think that the one thing that we all talk about, and it's interesting because we've signed someone today, is that what happens if Cheek gets injured. We have signed a striker today, but he can't play on Sunday because he's cup tied. But we did sign Nicky Kabamba from Barnet today, so I mean that long term that's a really good signing, just in case Cheek misses a couple of games.
With this formation, do you normally drop into a 5 when you're out of possession? Is that how it works?
We're defending, which we do a lot of, because if you look at our possession stats, we never get over 40% in any game. Even I think I can't remember where we won. We won away to someone, Gillingham, and we had 39% possession. We'll drop into a 5 when we're defending, and we might even have.
It'll be a 4-6-1. That's what it'll be.
Yeah, we might even have a holding midfielder drop in front of
the 4-6-1, and they're playing with 12.
Yeah, it'll be a 4. It'll be a 6. Your goalkeeper. That's what it'll be. That's what it'll be, 1,000,000%. So, don't forget your goalkeeper. That's why I say
1-6-4. A 1-6-4. 1-6-4.
No, I'll always go the opposite way. We don't play with 12. Okay.
I love it. You lost my train of thought now. I mean, you mentioned about possession and about winning a game away from home and not having that much. We went to Arsenal, only had 35% of possession and won 2-0 and looked like the better team. So it doesn't matter how much of the ball you have, it's what you do with it. That's the most important thing. I'm a blood biker, so could do with some plug-in kit. I'm lost. There must be a lot of going on in the chat and I don't know what's going on. Right, this is what I had a little play around with today. I'm now rethinking the back 4 because I think Bird should potentially play, even though he needs a rest. Because if you're going to be playing long balls and having to fight in the air. Dan Burn, obviously, I mean, he needs no introduction of what he does in the air. I still think Kelly and Shaw should be able to deal with it, and I think Burn deserves a rest. And I still think this back line should have enough about them to be able to handle it. Dubs is another one who may play, may not play. I wasn't 100%, but I thought I'd stick him in because I still think if he is with us and he's available, I think you shouldn't change your keeper. I think he needs to stay. And I think Trips comes in for Tino, and I think Target comes in for Lewis Hall. Hall has been unbelievable for us this season, but he could do with a rest. Everyone's surprised I picked Bruno when I put this out on Twitter. Now, the reason why I picked him is because obviously he didn't play against Arsenal. So he'll be fresh. And I'm hoping we get the job done in the first half and we can take him off or after 65 minutes. Willock and Longstaff, I know Willock played against Arsenal, so he might come out and Miley might go in, but I'm a bit worried with Bruno, Longstaff and Miley as the midfield three. So I still wanted Willock in there, or J7 might be in there as well instead. Gordon deserves a rest. Isak needs a rest. He is having a rest. There's no quarrels about that. Osula will start up front unless he plays Gordon up front, which will be another kick in the teeth because we need to see Osula. We need to see him, especially against a lower league side. He should start. And I think Murphy starts because we don't have anything else on the right wing unless he plays Miggy. But I heard Miggy was on a plane to France, so I don't even know when he's back. So that's why I put Murphy still on, because I wasn't even sure if Miggy's available. Ian, rip it apart.
Yeah. I've went completely different to you.
Go on then.
I've put the Greek in goal.
Yeah, I can see that. Like I said, it was between them two. I just think
simply because what's going on with the transfer saga, what we've been involved in.
Yeah.
I've went obviously Trippier back in at right back, Dan Burn, Lloyd Kelly, and Matt Target as your back line. In midfield three with Sean Longstaff, Lewis Miley, and Joe Willock.
Would you not bring Shaw back in because you missed the last game?
Nah, no way.
Okay.
Not in my opinion. Because Trips is your captain out there. Just because he missed that, he hasn't missed it because of fitness or anything like that. It's because of suspension. So he's there. He's fit. Longstaff, Miley, and Willock for me midfield three, and me mid forward three. I've went Harvey Barnes, Asula, and Sanusi from the under-21s.
Yeah, people have mentioned him, but then I've also read about people who have been to watch that standard of football, and it's nowhere near as good as what the Premier League is. But the guy deserves potentially a chance, doesn't he?
Yeah, the reason why I said that was because I watched him in pre-season and I thought he was brilliant.
Really,
he
looked all right, didn't he?
And simply because the reason why I might be a million miles away from that selection, but Miggy again was pictured on a plane going to Charles de Gaulle over to get away, and I think Murphy, as much as he is Mr. Fitness, he's great. We haven't got anybody on that side that if he goes down at this present time, because Murphy's been absolutely brilliant, by the way. His assists and his contributions towards what we are doing at this minute, he's been the catalyst of that. And I think he's been great. And to risk him at this present time, we've got a realistic chance of getting to a cup final. I don't think we can risk these type of players because our January transfer window, I think, is going to be quite quiet.
It's going to be very quiet.
So I just think I still think that team there, what you've put out, Baz, or the team I've picked, no disrespect, should be capable enough to get through without bringing on.
But we said this about the Wimbledon game, didn't we? And it backfired almost.
But if you look at the squad depth, where at Cambridge, and we look at the squad depth where we've lost at other times, I know the Wimbledon game we had everybody there. I just think Newcastle United at this present time are in a different football club that we were 4 months ago. I really do.
I agree with that. The pitch won't be frozen. We have under-soil heating. So that's going to be fine. The danger of the game being called off is the surrounding areas.
No chance.
There's a slim. I mean, other games have been called off. Remember Liverpool, Everton, and the weather and stuff
as
like that.
You've got more chance of finding Rocky Horse shit than that game being called off on Sunday.
I do agree, but I'm just saying the only chance the game would be called off is because of surrounding areas. There's no way the game would be called off because of the pitch.
Do you know, my mum and dad, right, live up at Concert and I'm at Gateshead. I've got no snow, nothing down here. There was a little bit of ice on my windscreen this morning. My mum and dad's car is still snowed in up at Concert.
Perfect. I think you're missing my point though. The point is that the only way the game would be called off is if the surrounding areas are too dangerous. It will never be called off because the pitch is frozen.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
that's my point. That's just my point though.
around the stadium, mate, you've got no chance this game getting called off.
I hope so. Seen it happen.
I want me pizza.
I forgot about that. Yeah, it's meant to be like minus, really minus 8, 10 in York.
Not up here, it's not. Not up here.
Well, not up here, but in York. Right, Cole, looking at that team, obviously we believe the danger will be Bruno, Barnes, Willock with their clever and their running power. Sula is still someone we're still trying to work out and understand. That's where our danger is going to be. Could you see your team handling, potentially them three? Because you look at the rest of the team. I mean, Murphy as well. He's got pace.
Yeah.
We're looking at those 4 players making the difference for us.
Yeah, I agree. I think those 4. If those 4 play, which they will, then we it's going to be a hard afternoon for us. That's for sure. Yeah. I mean, I was saying to my son, like Kieran Trippier, the fact that we got a recent England international coming up against us. It's a big thing for us. But I think that like his pace and trickery is going to be where we could come undone. I think. Yeah.
Forecast to -3. Yeah. I'm not worried about. I am worried about my train being cancelled because the train lines are shocking. Good that Isak isn't in the squad at all, needs a rest. But apparently he's seen his physio. He's obviously got a slight little niggle. But this is the perfect game to rest him. And this is where I'm really disappointed we don't have Wilson. Because he would have been straight in. He's probably on his holiday to Dubai somewhere because it's January.
Wrong for saying that, don't I?
Well, we know what happens. That's for Sula. I hope so. Are you coming up to the game, Cole? Are you still coming up? You are brilliant. Hopefully. What do you know? What time you're getting in?
What time are you getting there?
We're coming up by car, so we're leaving at 6. We're going to drive up. There's 3 of us coming up in a car.
I love it. Because we get in. Well, I get into Newcastle around about 12 midday.
Cool.
Yeah, so, I'm gonna get the 12 train in.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, I want to get pizza.
Yes, you get. I know you do. Basically, our American friend who's over called John. He found this pizza place, took us to it, and ever since then, it's all he talks about.
Yeah, it's the best pizza in the world. But when you're there, we'll meet up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Some of our friends are meeting in the Mean-Eyed Cat, I think it's called. Someone knows someone who owns it, so I don't know where it is, but I've got the address. So, but that'll be good. Yeah.
I'll drop you my number in Twitter, and then
brilliant.
You can message us on the day, and we can have a pint and talk about the game beforehand.
Yeah,
when did St James's Park get under pitch heating? Years and years and years ago.
When it was built.
And again, they also have those things that wheel out, don't they, with the lamps on and stuff like that to help the grass grow.
The reason why they do that is because obviously the pitch is synthetic and it's plastic. And so, like, I can't remember if it's 70-30.
It's something plastic, like that, isn't it? Yeah.
70-30. So obviously, with the high stands, they don't get enough sunlight. So that's why they bring the lamps in to help the grass grow to generate. So the consistency's right on match day. So it's not 70-30 plastic, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, ours is the same because we had to rip up our 3G in the summer when we got promoted, and we've got the same pitch now. But obviously we don't have the problem with the sun getting on the pitch that you guys do. So.
There's not much sun gets in anyway, but
I love it. I love it. What are you most looking forward to coming up to St James's Park for the first? Is it your first visit to St James's?
Yeah, I've been to Newcastle a few times, but I haven't been to football. So I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, just the stadium, that many people being there watching Bromley. I'm looking forward to the whole thing. Really, I can't wait.
Are you looking forward to climbing up the stairs or not?
No, that's probably the one thing I'm not looking forward to.
Do us a favour though, right? Because
you had to bring the stairs in, didn't you?
There's been a lot of people where they get the phones out and they'll go, right, we're up the next level, we're up the next level, we're up the next level. And do you know, I've had tickets throughout the ground and sat round throughout the ground. And do you know, some of the tickets that I get now with friends and stuff, that when he doesn't go, I get to go. We're up in level 7. We're in the family enclosure. And sometimes when you're lower down, you don't see as much. But when you're up there, as much as you can see everything. And I love
the view's unreal.
I really do like being up there. I do.
Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
My favourite views from the Milburn stand higher up because you can see right out to the coastline, to Whitley Bay and Colour Courts and all that sort of stuff.
And if you're going to get some food in the ground, I'll get the salt and chili chicken with curry. Mate, honestly, it's unreal.
He's a man who likes his food. He really is. You literally should have a 5-minute segment on these shows about what food you eat on a day. And honestly,
it's unbelievable. It's the best, honestly.
I look for. I'm going to find that. That's really good.
I want this guy to have a good time.
Yeah,
he's going to, regardless. To be fair. Absolutely fantastic. I love it. I'm just having a look through some more stats because I love my stats. Ian knows that. There's not too much. The referee, now apparently it's a lower league referee.
Oh.
Will Finney. I've never heard of him. Is there anything that we need to know about many times? Where is he? Apparently he was lower league. Have you ever heard of him?
No, we're just getting in this level.
I hope he's not the same referee that gave the Matt Ritchie penalty decision. Remember that?
Oh God, yeah.
Hey, God, he was the lower league referee. Remember that, Dave?
He was. I do. I remember. Luckily, we still won the game. We won the game 3-0 in the end.
We won the game. He disallowed the penalty and they made a retake it again, didn't he?
No, he didn't retake it. Give a free kick to the opposition.
Give a free kick. That's right. Give a free kick the other way.
So someone encroached the box. Matt Ritchie's penalty was it saved?
No, he scored.
He scored. The referee Blue said normally you would retake it.
Yeah.
But you give an indirect free kick the other way. Cancelled the penalty out.
Burton Albion at home.
Wow.
Yeah. So since becoming a Football League referee in 2017, the 30-year-old whistler has officiated over a century of EFL matches across the Championship, League One and League Two, as well overseeing last season's FA Vars final at Wembley Stadium. So he's got experience in a big ground.
This is a cup final, isn't it?
Yeah, making his Championship debut in April 2024 during Millwall's 3-1 home win against Cardiff City. The Bedfordshire-born official handed out a total of 7 red cards during 40 matches last season across League One, League Two, Carabao Cup, and EFL trophies. So he's got experience. He's
not a Man United fan, is he?
No, I don't know.
He lives in Bedford, he might.
Yeah. So far this season, he's officiated 19 games and he's given 65 yellow cards.
Oh God!
And 1 red.
Oh, that's
assistant referees Lee Betts, I'm sure Tonali will like him, and Mark. Sorry,
you nasty man, as he's played.
I know. He is. He's unbelievable. He's our best player. Mark Dwyer, I think that's how you pronounce it. Dwyer. Never heard of him. Championship referee, but he has been in your league. So we'll see what he's like. That's very interesting. I hate referees. What do you think of VAR, by the way? Obviously, you don't have it in your.
I'm kind of relieved. It's not in play on Sunday, is it? I don't think it comes into the 5th round. VAR. I'm pretty sure it's not on Sunday's game.
It won't be. No. I don't think they have it because there's teams in the competition who obviously are away from home can't use it. So it has to be available in all the grounds, I think, for it to be allowed to be used, to make it a level playing field for all games. Which is why I was surprised it wasn't brought in the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup, because it was all Premier League ties.
Yeah.
But they had to wait to the semi-final to bring it in.
Right.
Yes, of course. Yes, your players are going to have to get used to the slope at St James's Park as well. There is a slope. Trust me. I've played on the pitch once. I had to pay £95 for the privilege, but it's like that. Honestly, you don't actually realize how much of a slope it is when you're in the stand. But when you're actually standing on the pitch and then chasing someone backwards, it's not fun. It's not fun. But when you're shooting down, you can. It is like a downhill as well.
Which end does it slope towards?
The Gallagher.
Towards the Gallagher end. So if your captain wins the toss, you want to be shooting towards the Leazes end first in the Gallagher.
But the good thing about it is, though, if Bruno's not playing, he's won one toss at home.
He's won two, hasn't he? He's won two.
One. I think it's one.
One. Is that what Brentford in the cup?
And Dan Burn was clapping and he went, "Get in."
Yeah.
Actually won that game.
No, we've won two because we've won Brentford as well.
Brentford, sorry, and everybody's turned us around.
Yeah, everyone, every single time we lose the toss, straight away you're kicking towards the Gallagher in the first half, which we as fans hate because we're so used to watching us, plough down the hill in the second half.
And that's where me and Basil be sucking it in.
Sucking the ball into the goal, 100%. No VAR, West Ham Villa. There we go. And he was bigging up Asula today. Good. There was I don't know if it's right or wrong, but there is some rumours I've heard that the coaches are very pleased with Asula's performances behind closed doors, the way things are going, and they're very excited about him for next season. The more he trains and takes on board what is going to be asked of him. Now Asula's going to be a very different proposition to Isak. So Asula's more pace. He likes to run in behind. He's very tall, big, but his hold-up play isn't as good as Isak's. His touch is nowhere near as good at the moment. But to be fair, he's had a sniff of goalie and he's actually been all right, hasn't he?
If you remember what I said earlier on in the season, where my friend, who's a Sheffield United fan, and he goes, "You've got a proper player on your hands here, by the way," because he thought he was really, really good and was surprised that they let him go. And we were as Newcastle fans have been greedy and not realising of the full of PSR, and we just can't go out and buy anybody that we actually want. When we sign somebody for £15 million from Sheffield United, you think, "Oh my God, what on earth are we doing here?" But then when you watch the snippet in pre-season, what was seen of him, you went, "Do you know what it is? He looked quite sharp, physical, good." And when I've seen him, I mean, I
took his goal well that he was offside for, but he still took it really. I mean, I don't think he was offside.
I think he's been a little bit disrespected at times this season, where I don't think
Eddie could have thrown him on, and
I don't think Eddie's had the faith. Is the faith the right word, or
trust,
or is he wanted it? Because Eddie's so safe.
Yeah.
Does he want to take a gamble in bringing someone on to try and get something, when if it didn't work, he'd probably take the backlash? So I can see where it's coming, that one. But when he's came on,
isn't there?
When he's came on, there's times where I thought one of the games at home we played, I thought he was exceptional when he came on for 20 minutes. He hit the post.
That was Wimbledon, wasn't it?
He hit the post. I thought he was exceptional. I thought it was brilliant.
I remember the effort you're talking about. They hit the post.
I thought he was exceptional. You can see we've got I think we've got a player in there. I really do. Does it take time? Does it take a season and a half? Whatever.
Probably because of his age and his experience and trying to do it. James says he reminds him of Haaland a little bit, but the only comparison I can say with that, he's got a left foot. If he was like Haaland, Jesus. But I understand what you mean by built by, like, because he is tall. Isn't he?
I would like to see him play 3 consecutive league games, and then just that's when you get a real, for me, you get a real feel of a player. Tonali, when he was out for so long, he played the cup game against Nottingham Forest. You could say, wow, he was fantastic.
Yeah.
The game after that, he was steady away, and then just look now, time and time when he's playing. When you're playing week in, week out, you can see he's absolutely world class. To judge a player when he's coming on for 3 minutes, 4 minutes in a pre-season friendly, you know, you've got to judge this player. I think we're going to get a good chunk of him at the weekend. And I hope he does himself justice.
Yeah.
I hope he shines to his potential. And I hope I do hope he gets a couple of goals, because I think he needs that. Because he's been around for a while now. And I think getting that first couple of goals for Newcastle, it will be
first one's always the hardest, isn't it? I mean,
his confidence will be great.
Remember when we signed the
Paul,
likes
that's
of
no disrespect to you, but I just think hopefully, on our perspective, I just think he needs to get them goals in to just forget his confidence for Newcastle United's perspective to move him forward and our club forward.
Yeah. I mean, remember the likes of John Dal Thomason, Andreas Anderson, all had chances to score early in their career at Newcastle, didn't. And then they looked like they were absolute horrific players.
John Dal Thomason couldn't hit a ball off for us, and then went to AC Milan and broke records. I mean, God, how man.
And then he won the Champions League.
Exactly.
So this is what I mean. It's always good to get that early goal under your belt, and just you breed confidence from that, don't you? You keep missing them, and then that's all that's on your mind. You know, you're gonna keep missing them, aren't you? I found the picture. There it is. So this is the updated prizes for the raffle that's going to happen on the 16th. We are selling tickets right now, so if you want to buy them, DM me. There's obviously the Gaza signed shirt, which is the big prize. Then there's an Alan Shearer Nobby Solana signed photograph, which is cut half out on the right-hand side. There's a Stephen Taylor signed photograph, which will be the bogey prize. Because it's Stephen Taylor. One match day program, the AC Milan game, because I've got that spare. I've got 2. There's an NUFC poster, which I've never opened. I bought it for my little boy, but he doesn't seem too bothered about football. And there's one limited edition Alan Shearer print, which you can see there. There's only 100 of them made. And it's a cracking print, apparently. It looks better in person than it does as a photograph. But there's 1 to 1,000 tickets. DM me for them, £1 a ticket, and it'll be drawn in our live event on the 16th, which I can't wait to do. And then I say all the money's going to Stanley Deaf Club and the NUFC Food Bank. By the way, Eddie, how about us?
You love that, don't you?
It's been a while. I just thought I'd put it back up again. You know, because they've gone very quiet. They've gone very quiet, haven't they? They've gone very, very quiet. You won't believe it, would you call that? People actually were talking about ditching Eddie Howe for Mourinho and stuff like that. It's just crazy.
No. It's just the nature of football now. You lose a couple of games, it's a crisis. It's crazy. You just have to Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Don't diss Stephen Taylor. I know he did, but come on. I'd rather have the AC Milan program than a signed Stephen Taylor photograph. No offense. This is True Chairs, who has been sneaking around the training grounds to see if he's scoring there. Didn't they put on a video recently, and it just said like all we're finding is net, and there was like all the players warming up and they were scoring goals left, right, and centre. I'm sure Asula was in there as well. Miggy was in there as well. So that just tells you that you can do it in the training pitch.
Miggy's been cooking in the barracks.
Yes.
Never mind scoring goals, he's been chefing.
I love it. Right, let's get to our score predictions for the last part of the show. Cole, come on. You could cause an upset. Let's not forget this. You know, we are making changes. Yeah. You know, you are coming to St James's Park. You're going to be full of beans. You've been on a great run. Adrenaline. Can you do a Hereford or not? I don't want you to, but can you?
Honestly, my prediction would be actually. Earlier on, we were talking about this, and I said 4-1. I'm going to go slightly more optimistic and be 3-1. If we score, that I'll be really, really, really happy if we score.
There'll be scenes in that away end if you score a goal. It'll be unbelievable. I'd actually pay to see that, to be fair. because I always find that when teams score, especially from the lower leagues at a Premier League ground, they go berserk, and
Yeah.
that's what everyone should do. To be fair, so you're going for a 3-1-2 win,
Yeah.
comfortable enough. That's fair enough. It's a fair assessment, Ian.
But you know, it doesn't matter what team that plays at St James's Park.
Get that name in the hat. That's all we want.
It doesn't matter if we play Man United, Barcelona, PSG, anybody. I always take we will win 3-1 at home. But what I want to do, what I would love to do, I would love for you to score in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? The reason why I say that, because
Other way around.
I've got logic in my mind, because I wanted to kick up the arse. And then I want us to go to a level where we'll win the game, rather than the game go on where it's tight. Things aren't quite happening because the crowd will, I know St James's Park, the crowd will just expect things, and you know, so I would like you to score first, and then we'll go on and up our level to go to and win 3-1. But I take 3-1, like I say, it doesn't matter who we play at home. That's my score all the time.
Creature of habit.
I am. And I'll never change. And if Isak was playing, I would say Isak first goal scorer. So I'm going to sit United and go Usula first goal scorer.
This is what Blade does. This is what
I
Blade
want
does
him
well.
to score so badly. I really do.
Me too, mate. Me too,
I
mate.
really do.
Blade does this every show. I normally go high, but Connor's been a great guest, so I'm going 11-0.
11-0. You guys score within the first 5 minutes. Oh, it's going to be painful. We need to start solid.
Let's see. Get an old programme for NSUV Derby County from 1974 mint condition. Any good for the raffle bars? Yours if you want it. That would be incredible, to be fair, mate. If you want to send that up, it's entirely up to you. Might use it for a different raffle because it's getting close to the time now. And I've got quite a few prizes for that, but we've got more events in the future lined up. So if you want to pop it in, I'll be happy to take it. I've got loads of programs to go sift through as well, to be fair. Right, I think it's going to be a bit like Wimbledon. I think because of the amount of changes we'll make, even though it's still a strong side, I think the side won't be as well oiled as it's been over the last 7 games. It always happens when you make that many changes. I do predict 6 changes, to be fair, at least. So I think we will be 2-0. I think 2-0. Like I say, if we score first in the first 5 minutes and the game opens up, it could be a lot more. That's what I would like to see, score early, and then you guys think, do we hang in the game or do we go for it? You know, if we get a couple before half time, you're going to have to open up if you really want to have a go. If you score first, I can see one of those really frustrating games where you have 11 men behind the ball and we're trying to break it down and we might not do it. And that's what scares me about going one behind. It's not a Premier League game. We don't have Isak. We don't have all the, Tonali probably won't play, who's been fantastic for us. So, yeah, I'll be happy if we can get 2-0, get our name in the next round. Much needed rest to our star players that we need for, 2 big fixtures coming up. Which we're talking about closer to the time, but we've obviously got Bournemouth and Wolves coming up. Everyone says that's 6 points on paper, but Eddie Howe has this horrible reputation of not being great at home against teams who are well below us and always seem to draw them. So, I mean, Bournemouth are in fine form at the moment. So we want plenty of rest to our top players so we can hopefully hammer 6 more points in the league. Because I don't know about you, Ian, but I sorry, Ian, very quickly.
Yeah, quick.
I think the league's more important than the FA Cup.
At this present time, I think the Carabao Cup and the league overtake the FA Cup, simply because the situation that we're in. If we got put out the Carabao Cup, I think this cup now becomes so important. However, Eddie Howe wants to win something at Newcastle United, and he knows realistically, I think a cup competition is only going to be the one for a long period of time. So I don't think Eddie Howe would like egg on his chin.
Yeah, we've had it a few times in this competition, like you mentioned at the start of the show.
I don't think he wants that anymore. I really don't. He wants to get this one done and dusted out the way. I really do. He wants to give minutes in the legs that the players that are desperate to do that. He wants to put players out there that we want to see, i.e. Asula. Harvey Barnes needs good minutes in his legs, right? Joe Willock still needs good minutes in his legs, because we know that Joe Willock his performances hasn't been at the levels what we know it wants to be. And
he started against Arsenal, though. That's why it's tough whether he'll start again or not.
But he's been out for a long period of time, and I think another 60 minutes in his legs will just benefit Newcastle United so good.
Yeah, true.
And it'll benefit that first team, because I still think our best midfield three is Tonali, Willock, and Bruno. Forget Joe Linton. Them three are remarkable footballers. I mean, Joe Linton brings a totally different dimension to Newcastle United with his aggression and everything like that. But football and ability and technically wise, the three of them are on a different level when they're on. So I just think Willock needs them extra minutes in his legs.
You need that dirty side of things, don't you? Sometimes. Look what Dan Bryn said.
I totally agree.
He said, if I could be any footballer in the world, I'd be J7.
But against your Liverpools, your Man Cities, your Arsenals, when you've had that ball retention, when you're chasing it for so long, you've got to be able to keep it. To have that, to take the pressure off you, to take your pressure off your back line. But sometimes where Joe Linton's football ability lets him down at times. But look, I'm nitpicking here, because he's the offensive side of him, where he's running off the ball, his aggression, he's breaking up play is second to none. You know, and you can't fault him for that. But you've got to look at a different level at times where some other players need to get more. That's what I'm saying. Willock needs to get more minutes in his legs to get to the level that we know he can get at, because at times Willock's level's been very, very up and down. So I just think he needs more minutes in his legs to get him to a level where whenever he's needed, he's always going to be at the top of his game.
Fair shout.
And what I was going to say, Cole,
yeah,
if you score first, what are you going to feel like?
Just happy. Oh, I don't know if I can put it into words, really. Just probably as good as it felt when we scored at Wembley. We've been lucky. Every time we've played at Wembley, we've taken the lead. So we lost 1 and 1 2. So yeah, I think
bad record. I'll take that record.
yeah, that's right. So yeah, I would. It'll just be, yeah. I'd imagine the away end will be quite a scene if we do score. Yeah,
I love it. Absolutely,
you love it, won't you?
Yeah,
well, of course, it'll be like the birth of his first child again.
Do you know, if I was in your shoes, you know, now and you're going all the way up there and you're climbing up all them stairs, it's just worth the effort for them first 5 minutes to go, get in. I've put all this effort to get up there, get in there.
I thought you were going to say when he comes up here, getting all that effort and eating the pizza.
No, forget the pizza. He's going to have his salt and chili chicken chips.
yeah,
You'll need them after the climb,
yeah.
just to get some energy back into you. I can tell you that. Right, I've sent you my number on Twitter, so hopefully we'll catch up on Sunday and have a chat.
Yeah.
We will be doing the review show either Sunday or Monday night. It depends what time. I think Sunday's going to be. Yeah, I don't think I can either, to be fair, because we don't get back until about 7:30 into the
Monday. I'll be fine. Monday, I'll be totally fine.
We'll do it Monday. Call you more than happy to come back on a Monday if you're available. Yeah, it'll be 8:15 because I'm at work 7 till 7 on Monday and Tuesday. So yeah, we'll do Monday. Thank you so much for doing this though, because it's nice to hear from a team that we've never faced before, really. So it's going to be very interesting, and it's good insight to what we're expecting. Again, if I was you, I'd be a bit more confident. I don't know why. I hate the third round of the FA Cup. I really do. Thank you everyone in the chat who's kept it going as well. It's been absolutely brilliant. I'll be back tomorrow night because we're doing a Premier League review show. There's obviously a lot to talk about on that. It's pure Premier League, not Newcastle. So we've got obviously the sacking of the West Ham boss, sacking of Deutsch as well at Everton to talk about. We've got obviously Isak's form and is he the best striker in the world at the minute? All those sort of things we're going to be discussing tomorrow night. So tune in from 8 o'clock for that. And then there'll be a little break because I'm going to be in Newcastle and I can't wait. I love it. But we'll see you on tomorrow night and also Monday night. Take care till then.
Cheers.